Same thing for that. So that's a picture. And then you get full slide. Well, no, once pop-ups.
Oh, yeah. This.
Yes.
Right. Is that?
Yeah.
That's what, yeah, that's all.
I think there's a. You can pick one of those. Remind me not to take this with me.
Yeah.
Right?
Didn't you,
Let's get.
Feel free to help yourself. We're gonna be starting pretty soon, so if you wanna grab something to eat, please do. Check your name on out there. Thank you.
One of the children like these, wasn't there? What's the good old weather? I want. That's available everywhere. Like yours will be too small, you know, smaller size.
Say something weird.
Okay.
That's all. Yes, that's 1, 2, 3. That's 1, 2, 3.
All these gizmos.
Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah, so they can't find every other. It's smart enough to know. On the phone. Really? This is little. Yeah, that's. Did you know? Yeah, it's easier, but I'm going to switch from one device to
I just.
go log in. Written by. It's not as soon as you're friendly as the other one, the Apple. Yeah. But you're cool.
New people are still coming in, but we're gonna get started. We've got a live stream going and we've got this isn't working too well. Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. All right. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to.
Which I ready for this.
Can you hear me through here?
Yeah.
You can. Okay. Can you hear? All right. Well, we're going to be buddies tonight. So welcome to Penn State Berks and Global Entrepreneurship Week. My name's Michelle Knapp. I'm a software entrepreneur of 25 years and have the privilege of mentoring startups 3 days a week for the Berks Lunchbox and arranging and marketing workshops like this for entrepreneurs to learn the skills that they need to succeed. For those who may not know us, the Berks Lunchbox helps early stage entrepreneurs and small business owners right here in Greater Reading. We offer free mentoring, prototyping support, co-working space, networking opportunities, and classes on everything from social media marketing to things like tonight's AI. We also offer a lot of different free makerspace workshops where you can roll up your sleeves and make something with your hands and computers, and our makerspace engineers back here who's developing new classes for the new year. So if you haven't been to us in a while, you're going to find some new classes starting in January. We're located at the Goggleworks Center for the Arts in Reading, and the best part, all of our services are completely free. Our next 2 Lunchbox events include Money Smarts for New Entrepreneurs, and that's in person at the Berks Lunchbox on January 21st from 6 to 8 p.m. and that includes networking time just like tonight. And the next one is LinkedIn Strategies for Startups. That's a webinar in February 18th from 6 to 7:15. If you didn't get a flyer, there's a pile of them outside the door, and you can sign up on our website at any time. Students and faculty can also check out the Augmented Innovation Workshop on campus this Friday, November 21st from 12:15 to 1:15 p.m. And that's sponsored by the Fleming Seed Center, our on-campus entrepreneurship center, which is also proudly supporting tonight's event. Our schedule for tonight from 6 to 7:15, we're going to learn AI with hands-on activities and demos. And then 7:15 to 8, we have networking time. The food is sitting back there. You can get up and get food, but we'll have plenty of time at the end also for food. But feel free to grab it now as we're starting. Before we dive in, a few quick notes on logistics. There's instructions for connecting to Wi-Fi on tables behind me, but you're just connecting to PSU Guest, opening a browser window and clicking connect. We plan to record this event and send you the recording, so don't feel like you have to write everything down. You can take a look at it afterwards and fast forward to wherever you want to be. To get to the bathroom, you make a right outside the store, go past the main entrance, down the steps, and the bathrooms are on the right. Now, on to why we're here. Tonight's AI workshop, From Idea to Income, build a foundation for a multi-million-dollar business, which will help you learn exciting new tools to speed up your work. I'm excited to introduce tonight's speaker, Drew Griffin, the founder of AskSpot AI, an AI-powered platform helping businesses leverage conversational AI to scale faster. With a career spanning technology, entrepreneurship, and creative media, Drew has worked with startups and organizations to design innovative solutions that combine AI, marketing, and customer engagement. His expertise lies in making complex technology accessible, actionable, and profitable for entrepreneurs. So please join me in welcoming Drew.
Good evening, everybody. That was just a lie. Despite what your eyes may be telling you, I am not an Instagram model. In fact, some might say that I'm fat, large. I prefer to say well-fed. Really tempting to go back there and look at all that delicious food. So hopefully everybody has a chance to indulge a little bit tonight and just have some fun tonight. I'll get into my story in just a moment. but you guys probably aren't here for that stuff. If you have your iPhone or your Android device, if you would do me a favor and scan that QR code, there's something very special for you on the back of that. What you're going to get is a mobile wallet pass. This is the software that I've developed along with my business partner. It goes right into your mobile wallet for your iPhone or Android device. On the back of that pass are a couple of different links. A lot of the resources that I'm going to be talking about tonight are located in the resources section on the back of that pass. So you don't have to copy lots of stuff down. If you see something and you want to jot it down, by all means do that. But just know that the resources that I'm talking about, you won't miss anything. It's on the back of that pass. I promise not to inundate you, but by downloading that pass, here's this simple functionality that I've used AI to do. I can now send alerts to you, and I promise not to spam you. I'll just send you and kind of show you what that does a little bit later. A special invite to come to a group that I host. We teach a lot of different marketing strategies in launching new softwares and practical applications of AI. Completely free for you to join. Certainly there's some things for sale in there. You don't have to buy anything at all. Just know that there's a ton of resources available for you. So let's get into it. We don't have a lot of time. I'm going to cook through this. If you happen to have questions, if you wouldn't mind saving them till the end, I'll answer all of your questions. I'll stay here as late as you need me to answer any questions that you have. That way, all your burning questions are answered. Cool. Let's dig into this a little bit. In regards to this, let's kind of talk about what's really important. And for those of you who are starting your own businesses, by show of hands, who's brand new in business and is interested in starting a business? Brand new? Okay, brand new. Who's intermediate, has an existing business? Yeah, okay, got an existing business. There's something for all of you here tonight. So if I'm a little bit too juvenile in my explanations, let me know that. I'll speed it up for you. But what tonight's presentation is designed to do is to really give you what actually works. My business partner and I launched that software, which is called SendPush. I'll introduce you to a couple of those. This is not a pitch for everything tonight. It's really just to kind of show you what's possible. And I'll give you a little bit of my background. But what you're seeing here on your screen is the foundation of every business. It really is. I've learned this over the past 15 to 20 years that if you've got a good hook and a story, most people are interested in the story. By anybody, just shout it out. Does anybody know if I say once upon a time, ... You know what that movie's from? Anybody? Has anybody heard of that? Once upon a time? Or any Star Wars nerds here? A long, long time ago, right? You guys know that that's a story. It's about Star Wars, right? So the story is what we've had a foundation on for eons. From the beginning of time, we have passed down story to story to story. What does this have to do with AI? It has everything to do with AI. It has everything with you being able to tell your story about your business as an entrepreneur to get and use and leverage AI to convey your story, to convey the message why people should actually care about your product or your service. Can I get a yes? Yeah, you agree? Anybody disagree with that? Okay. The story is really important, and then that leads into your offers. Your offers about whatever you're selling, digital products, physical products, services, right? If you're working in healthcare, by the way, I have a background in healthcare as well. You'll be a little bit surprised about that. So let's get into the story. There's the Fat Drew. I spent 28 years in healthcare as a hyperbaric wound care nurse. Anybody know what hyperbaric medicine is? It's really disgusting. I used to work with really unimaginable disease processes: diabetes, gunshot wounds, burns, trauma, infectious diseases. Saw people at their worst for about 30 years. Very traumatic, right? And you see people at their worst every day, all day long for 16, 18 hours a day. It takes its toll on you. So around the advent of the iPhone, here's my story. And by the way, on the screen, it says talking David Calafiore. David Calafiore, that's my business partner, one of my best friends, but that's not David on that screen there. around the advent of the iPhone, around 2009, 2011, I started to teach myself about how to program. I saw an opportunity to help diabetics track their blood glucoses and their blood sugars. Anybody diabetic in here? I'm diabetic. So the problem that a lot of diabetics have is that adherence to their treatment programs, their treatment plans, taking medicine, eating food, exercising, pretty much the same problem that most people have. And we saw the same people, the same problems coming in year after year after year. So I developed one of the first apps to help diabetics track those blood glucoses, their values, all that kind of stuff. Very applicable to my world at the time. Saw thousands and thousands of people, touched thousands and thousands of lives. So I developed the first app, and in the first week, we saw 37,000 downloads of this app. The first week. By the second week, it was nearly 75,000. So my boss at the time was not a very nice person. Gave me the worst cases to deal with, really was on my case all the time. I missed a lot of time with my family, with my 3 daughters, and I just wanted to get out. So I walked in and said, hey, I've got some good news and some bad news. And she looked at me and she knew instantly that I was leaving. I was resigning. But she was not a nice person. She walked me into the office where a lot of my colleagues, probably about the size of this side of the room, lots of physicians, lots of nurses, lots of doctors. And she said, oh, so you're leaving? I said, yes, I'm leaving. She said, well, what's the good news? I said, I just saved $500 on my car insurance by switching to Geico. I walked out. Never go back into healthcare ever again. Right? Loved my colleagues, except my boss, but it felt really, really good. Felt really good. So that's kind of my history and my start into the career of developing software and helping people with marketing and getting results for their businesses. Clearly, I knew what I was doing. Was able to get an app out there and get thousands and thousands and thousands of downloads. I was helping people, but not on a one-by-one basis anymore. By the thousands, by the tens of thousands of people. That really moved me in a big way. So that's my story. And then fast forward a few years, I've developed these softwares here. One's called Schoolmate. Anybody on school.com by any chance? Does anybody know what school, SKOOL.com? For those of you who don't have a programming background or anything like that, school is like a Facebook group, but you can monetize it like day one. If you have a passion, you have information, you have a digital product, you can go to school.com and make a lot of money. We do very well using that particular platform. It's like a private Facebook, but not on Facebook without the distractions. So we created an extension called Schoolmate, and Schoolmate allows us to mass DM or direct message everybody that's in our group. So imagine having 17,000 followers. Do you want to actually message each one of those people individually? Or would you rather take one message and hit all 17,000 people? While you walk off, you get some coffee, right? Pretty effective. By the way, there's over 75,000 school groups that are out there. All of them potentially my customers. See where we're starting to go with AI and how to build and create products from scratch. By the way, you don't need to have a coding background to create something like that. AI can do it for you. LeadBubble is a video-based platform. AskSpot is another company of mine as well that helps create custom AI chatbots and that sort of thing. And SendPush, if you've all downloaded my mobile pass, that's what that software does. Enough of me. Now let's get into the fun, goofy stuff. Your offer. By the end of today's workshop, I'm going to give you a framework, right? At least an idea of how you can create a framework and use AI to do it to start generating new leads, new customers, get them to come back to your business, come back more often, and buy more stuff each time that they do. By show of hands, who here is an entrepreneur? You're here for Entrepreneur Week, everybody's hand should be up, right? If you're not an entrepreneur yet, you'll be an entrepreneur. And if you have questions, obviously hit up Bert's Launchbox and Penn State and Michelle. They have a fantastic program and they will guide you along the way. So by the end of today's workshop, you're going to have this framework. There's 3 things that I want to accomplish tonight
And if I'm off base, we'll get to those questions and see all the fun stuff of what you can do with AI in a little bit. I promise we're going to break out and show you all that cool stuff. So thing number one is you're going to discover how to effectively leverage AI to bootstrap. Those of you who are not entrepreneurs now, bootstrapping basically means starting for free. Anybody want to take on several $100,000 in loans for an unproven entity? Or would you rather start from zero, from scratch? You can all do it tonight. You can all start tonight and over the next couple of days over the weekend, have a viable product that other people are going to want and pay money for, versus you going to the bank and taking on loans to tunes of tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars, unless you want to expand and leverage capital that way. If that's of interest, put your hand up. Anybody interested in that? Cool. Thing number two is we're going to discover low-cost tools, free to try, low-cost tools that can help you expedite and get to these goals faster, right? I'm going to show you some of the things that we use each and every single day. In fact, we're launching a product this Thursday, and we'll probably generate $10,000 to $15,000 from it. You guys want to see that process? Cool. And thing number three, an invitation to go deeper and learn more. Clearly, we don't have enough time tonight in a short period of time to learn everything. And there's going to be different interests of things that you might want to go into and you don't want to. You don't have to accept the invitation, but if you want, I'd like to give you a free invitation to join a group where we go deeper into this stuff, right? We're going deeper into that kind of stuff. So with your permission, we're going to, I just mentioned that, you're going to walk away with the access to a bunch of the resources and a few courses. You've got that access to that mobile wallet pass on the back of it. As I mentioned before, if you need a screenshot of it again, you can walk away with everything that we're talking about. So let's dig in. What I'm about to share with you, anybody know what movie this is from? Anybody I know, right? I love this. This is an analogy, a euphemism, if you will. I'm always looking for the golden ticket in Hershey bars, and they missed out on a huge opportunity. But the golden ticket, here's the formula that I've learned, right? It's a secret formula. The everlasting gobstopper from the original movie, right? Here it is. Here are the 6 steps that it's going to require for you to go through. And we'll show you step by step each one of these things. My recommendation is that you start by creating a community, whether it's on Facebook, it's on High Level, if you've ever heard of that platform. School is another one, or your backyard, right? Doesn't matter. Create a community by which you can invite people who have a similar interest to you and the products and the problems that you solve. Does everybody get that? Right? It's market validation. Yes.
You said High Level, is that related to the Go High Level
Yes.
CRM?
Yes.
Cool.
High Level is a fantastic platform. You can leverage it to build out websites rather quickly, but they also have a community function in that as well. The second step is to create a lead magnet. Does everybody know what a lead magnet is? If you don't know what a lead magnet is hey, I've got this little report here. It's this book. If you guys want it, just give me your name and your email address and I'll send it to you. That's a lead magnet. Something that is exchange of value in exchange for your name, your email address, sometimes a telephone number, SMS, text messaging, that sort of thing. Kind of what I did the very first slide of this presentation, right? I didn't collect your name, your email address, but for those of you who downloaded it in the past, I now have a direct line of communication to you to send you cool stuff, not to bother you, but to say, hey, you know, I've got something that might be of interest to you. If you find it to be of value, I'd love for you to join my community and learn more about it. And as I do that, it's called the mirror effect. Does anybody know what the mirror effect is? M-E-R-E. The mirror effect is this. Anybody hear that commercial? There goes that Channel 6 news van again, right? Back in the day, anybody who's watching Channel 6 Action News back in the day, you see that same commercial, it's kind of like a jingle. Anybody know that jingle is probably coming up relatively soon, I think Mariah Carey sings it. Right, everybody knows, yeah, right? Any type of Christmas song, jingle, you hear it, it's familiarity. Right, there's this law that you should probably be touching people, well, maybe not physically, but getting in front of them, the more often you get in front of them, the more that they recognize you. Okay, so the mirror effect is if I keep on sending you an email of value, stacking the cool is what I call it. Hey, this is cool, this is cool, this is cool, this is cool, this is cool. You're going to develop a sense of affinity for it, and we can leverage AI to do that for us in the background. As a matter of fact, about 5 minutes from now, I will be posting to Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, and some other platform. I'm here, but AI is doing it for me. How cool is that? I can be in multiple places at one time. Anybody posting on social, by the way? Yeah? How many times are you posting? Just shout it out. How many times are you posting on social media per day? Once a week? Was that?
One time a day.
One time a day. Anybody 2 times a day? No way? Okay. You're gonna need to raise the volume of your posting. Raise the volume. I post 15 to 20 times per day. The algorithm loves it. So if you're trying to get the word out about your business as entrepreneurs, a startup or an existing business, get really loud, and don't care about somebody you complaining about how many times you're posting. Nobody cares. Maybe the one person. Last week I posted nearly 20 times every day. You know how many people I reached? Nearly 80,000 people. 80,000 people just on LinkedIn. I'm a nobody. I've got very few followers on LinkedIn. The algorithm loves that kind of stuff, right? So we can leverage that kind of stuff. That is actually in step number 5. So the lead magnet. If I put this lead magnet out and I just take a look at my analytics and I see that there's one person that downloaded it from tonight, I'm gonna be a little bit disappointed. That's me measuring how effective my messaging was to you. Maybe there's a little bit of a trust level there, but that's okay. You know how I overcome that? I keep on putting value out there in the world. More value, more value, more value, more value. And eventually, you're either going to love me or you're going to delete me. And that's okay, because you know what? There's 8 billion people on the planet. You only need 100 people. 100 people. Anybody's good math scholar? I'm terrible at math. What's 100 people times $100 per month? Any math scholars here? 100 people times $100 a month. 10,000. Anybody want $10,000 a month? $10,000. Can anybody live on $10,000 a month? 100 people. 10,000. You like 10,000? You want more?
Oh, more. Something but 10
Straight black, right? What if it was 20,000, 30,000, 40,000? Would that kind of encourage you to post more about your business? $100 is nothing. Peanuts. Peanuts. There's people who are spending thousands of dollars a month on products and services. Okay. So we're going to step forward. We're going to create marketing collateral, get really loud on social, and be actually helpful to people by not holding back and just giving them the goods, teaching them why things are actually going to help them, whatever your product or your service is. All right. And through that, naturally, you sell. Who's in sales here today? Sales. Anybody ever see a good movie and tell a friend, a colleague? Yeah, shout it out. What movie have you ever recommended? One, two. Lion King, right? You told a friend, you told a colleague, you told a brother, you told a sister, right? You guys should see this movie. That's sales. That's sales. Just name out one of your favorite products. Doesn't matter what your product is. Like, you guys like, who's an iPhone here? All right, who's an Android person? All right, clearly there's 2 lines, delineation, right? Have you ever told people why you like the iPhone? Have you ever told people why you like the Android? Yeah, that's sales. So get really loud about the things that you love and make a difference in your life. Anybody here use ChatGPT? Yeah, lots of people. Has it helped you? Right? Telling other people about ChatGPT, right? We're in sales, so get to selling. Get to selling. You have to learn how to sell. So step one, you got to build your community first. I'm going to jump out of this and kind of show you a community real quick. This is by far the easiest product you can ever use. It's really not AI, but if you can build a community around the product or the service that you're offering, give free customer care, teach them how to use your product, your services, maybe you like aerial photography, videography, drone enthusiast. I love drones, by the way. I love flying my DJI drones, and hopefully they pass that law and allow them to continue to fly in the US here. Yeah, like that kind of stuff. You build a community around the things that you absolutely love. Anybody selling on TikTok by any chance? Nobody? Oh, guys, you got to look into social selling on TikTok. It's fascinating. People making hundreds of thousands of dollars per day. Per day. Not $10,000 per month, $100,000 per day. Selling mugs. Mugs. T-shirts, makeup, jewelry, electronics, cool stuff. It's called social selling. I'm telling you, everybody. Everybody ever heard of Home Shopping Network? QVC, this is the brand new gig. You could be sitting there in your basement wearing a bear outfit or Snuggies or whatever you want to do, talking about your cool little product for hours on end. Some cat that I was watching the other night sold nearly $72,000 of cameras. Just talking about the cool camera, right? Using AI to build the script and then turning his camera on his iPhone and his Android device and just selling the cool stuff. All right, so school. Let's break out and show you that real quick. Go to another tab real quick. So this is school.com. And here's my community, one of my communities rather, 841 members inside this group. You all have an invite to this group, by the way, where we teach all kinds of cool stuff. You want to see my classroom where we actually sell courses? Yeah? Okay. We'll not go to the calendar, we'll go to the classroom. And look at this, Learn to Sell Symposium, Community Cash Machine, the local vibe code. Anybody want to learn how to vibe code? Want to learn how to build out a website with just your voice? Anybody interested in that? I'll show you that tonight. Show you the first thing how to do that. It's really simple. You just like use your mouth. It's the coolest thing ever. Hey, can you build me a website? Boom, creates a website for you just by talking to the platform. All right. Local vibe code, we teach you that. AI course alchemy, local media hero, AI course concierge. A lot of this stuff is about AI. Some of it's about sales. Some of it's about how to create products. Like these are all products that I've created, all from PowerPoint presentations and over the shoulder screen views. And here's what I call this. Anybody ever hear of Kickstarter? Yeah. I use this to subsidize the development of my software. So I pay my developers from money that I've made from this. Remember that whole Kickstarter program I was talking about, subsidizing the development, bootstrapping? Here's how you take an idea, sell $10,000 worth of stuff, and hire a dev team to bring your software to life. All while I'm talking at Penn State. My developers are working. Cool, right? Without having to take money out of my pocket and put it into theirs and go into debt. Okay? So school, you can actually charge people to be inside your group, or you can give it away for free and then sell them the course if they really like you, if they really trust you, right? This is how you do this, right? So let's kind of go back into the presentation here, right? So that's school. Now let's we'll just kind of leave it here and I'll move into step 2, creating lead magnets. You guys want to see how we can create a lead magnet from scratch? Yeah? Okay. So you guys have heard of ChatGPT. Here's another one. This is called a wrapper. They wrapped this. This is called Ojoy. And anybody ever hear of Frank Kern? Yeah, one person, right? He's like a surfer dude. He's like the quasi-father of copywriting. Does a lot of cool stuff online. Anyway, he built this out and is very marketing and sales centric. So watch this. This is pretty cool. I'm going to hit this microphone here. I'm going to hit record the voice. hey, I'm really interested in creating a new lead magnet. And I'm thinking that this product could be something that could help local marketers sell more things to local businesses. I want to call it the one pager profit framework. And essentially, what this is the ability to do a discovery call when they meet a local business, such as a local pizza shop, a local massage parlor, some type of boutique, that sort of thing. But before I know that I can actually help them, I want to go through the sales process and ask a bunch of questions. Can you help me create a lead magnet that will actually sell this product to my audience, which is a bunch of local marketers and consultants? Literally 55 seconds. Okay. So what it's doing is it's collecting that. It just transcribed everything that I just said, and I'm going to hit send. Now the AI is going to interact with it. I'd love to help you create this blah, 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 right? Now I can interact back and forth with the AI, and I'll just say, yeah, we'll just select this one. Just kind of go rather quickly. So we have some time here. I'm going to go back and forth with the AI, and it's going to help me create this lead magnet, which might be a PDF. It might be a series of scripts that I could read, all kinds of different things, right? Not knowing what questions to ask during, I'll just say all the above. I could just talk to it instead of typing, so I'm much faster at that. Yeah, these look pretty good. How about all of those? Right? It's just going back. I'm just kind of using this as an example of how to create this. Let's send. Yeah, all the above. They typically see an increase in the close rate from, I'd say, 10% to 37%. Something like that. And long story short, they're going to create a bunch of stuff. And I actually did a lot of this a little bit earlier today because I'm actually releasing this product on Thursday. So it gave me a bunch of stuff, including a VSL, a bunch of emails, and a bunch of other stuff that allows me to market better, faster, quicker, right? So instead of you sitting there and having to write painfully a series of emails. Now, here's my email sequence. I typically send emails on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then I repeat it again next week. All right. And I send it twice a day. I want to make sure that everybody's getting my message. Am I bothering them? Maybe. Do they delete it? Maybe. But you know what? My conversion rates are really high. I recommend that you increase your volume of the number of times that you're actually emailing people, letting them know that you actually exist. So I tell the AI, hey, I need an email for the morning and for the afternoon on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I want you to follow this. I want you to follow the hook, story, offer framework, or the PAS framework. There's all kinds of frameworks that you would learn. Problem, agitation, solution framework. If you go into a doctor's office, you present them with what? A problem, right? And it's agitated because I'm sick, I'm coughing, all kinds of stuff. And what does the doctor provide for you? A solution, right? So acting, instead of being a salesperson, you're acting as a consultant or a physician-like consultant from your business. You already know the problems that you solve. So magnify the problem. Hey, if you don't check your tires, your stuff is going to probably explode, right? You might want to get your tires rotated. That's a problem, agitation, solution, right? Those are the kinds of ideas that we're talking about. So I can take all this kind of stuff and create a lead magnet out of this. So you guys familiar with Gamma? This is really cool. So Gamma, let me go into my documents here and just kind of show you what this does. This is going to freak you out. This is a lot of fun. So Actually, that's not what I want to do. I'm gonna go into something like this. And we'll go to this. And we'll find something. By the way, you guys are all going to get this document right here. Right? Let's just take this document right here called Day Trading Attention. And I'm going to copy all this stuff here. Right? I stole this from Gary Vaynerchuk, by the way. Really smart dude. If you're not following him, you should be totally following him. Really smart guy. So I'm just going to copy all this stuff. I'm going to go right into Gamma and just give you a flavor of what this does. I teach everybody about this stuff inside of our group. So I'm going to come in. It's called gamma.app. And I want to create a presentation. And I'm just going to paste all that stuff right in here. All right, check this out. Anybody like to create presentations for, like, if you're teaching at Penn State or teaching anything at all? Check this out. This is going to be crazy. I just hit continue to prompt editor and watch this. Crazy. So it's like all kinds of different stuff. I'll do like, I don't know, 5 of these. So you can create these little slides here by doing something like this. There's lots of different cards here. I just hit generate. Watch this. This is crazy. Saves a lot of time and energy. So it's generating all these slides. I can walk away, and it's taking all that content, putting it into a slide deck. Anybody want to sit there and mess around with Canva, or would you rather AI do it for you?
Pretty awesome.
Yeah. Pretty cool. And you can even program it or just tell it, say, hey, add images in. I want it to be like really cool images or illustrated images, or you can mix and match and do all kinds of fun stuff. It takes and democratizes your time. This is what AI is doing for us. This is called gamma.app, right? And what it's doing is it's just laying it out professionally, because I've got the artistic ability of maybe preschooler before kindergarten. I break crayons all the time and I can't draw inside the lines. These guys are like super talented, right? I don't need to do any of that kind of stuff. Do you see how this one function can democratize your time as an entrepreneur for your business, right? Whether you are in HR and you're overseeing a bunch of people that are doing presentations in front of long-term care facilities, or you're working at some power plants, or doing all kinds of different things inside of a community, doing a presentation at Penn State, or coming to Burke's Launchbox to be able to talk about your new entrepreneur endeavor, getting a slide deck together really quick for investors or people that want to help you with the thing. They can help you dial these presentations in. It's still going. I'm talking and it's just put a presentation together for me. Incredible. That would probably take me, and it has taken me, days, sometimes weeks to put a singular presentation together. Now I have more time to do other stuff, right? Like, if I wanted to like really teach people how to do something, I could then take this and record this and put it out as a video on YouTube, and have it distributed to TikTok, and have it distributed to LinkedIn, and have it distributed to all the different video platforms. Why? Red oceans, right? Anybody ever hear red ocean, blue ocean marketing? If you've never heard of that, red ocean is where there's bloody water. There's lots of sharks. There's lots of fish. There's lots of activity going on. They typically tell you, stay away from the bloody ocean, right? And go to a blue ocean where there's not a lot of activity. Yeah, it's different thinking. You want to be exactly where all the businesses are, where all the people are, with that blue ocean opportunity. You take this and you drop it into a bunch of people that don't know how to do this. You think they might be interested in that product?
Yeah.
Red ocean, blue ocean opportunity, right? Take your product, create it better, faster, quicker with AI, and drop it right in the middle of all the attention. You want to be where the puck is going. You know, I think Gretzky said that. Any hockey fans here? No? You want to be where the activity is. Come on in, get something to eat. All right, so that's Gamma, right? Let's kind of get into this a little bit. Show you a couple more tools. Let's go back to the presentation and we'll get through some of that stuff. So we kind of talked about ChatGPT and Ojoy. ChatGPT is basically what I just showed you in Ojoy. And you can do some really custom, interesting things about that. I started talking about measuring your success by building out your community and your interest by putting your products out there. Hey, I made this thing. Anybody interested in it? Type 1 below and you get access to my thing, right? And if you're getting a lot of activity of people saying, yes, I want that thing from you, that's kind of a good indication that you're on the right path where you can ideate a little bit. All right. Step 4 is creating the marketing collateral, the sales copy, the VSL, email sequences, and social posts. It's not that difficult to just shift the message. Like once you create the product and the service, we can go back into ChatGPT or Ojoy. I don't think you guys need to see that again. You're just simply telling them that you've got, okay, this product that I just created. Of course, you're gonna go out and you're gonna design it with Gamma or some other type of platform that's out there. Now I need to create the marketing collateral, the emails, the social posts, all that kind of stuff. So you don't have to think about it. It's all right there. You might need to hand it off to a designer and start putting it out there into social media. I'm going to show you this in just a second, where you can be at Penn State, Berks, or going to Berks Launchbox, or going to Chickies and Pete's, or going to the Oyster Bar, or wherever you want to be while your AI is taking care of your stuff for you, right? You can be elsewhere while AI is doing it for you. It's helping us get our business out there. As I mentioned a little bit earlier, I actually asked this question and get into posting a little bit more frequently. I know that you guys are kind of here for the dopamine action and like some of these other tools. Anybody ever hear of this guy, Alex Hormozi? Nobody? Yep. Okay. Any guesses as how many books he sold about 2 months ago? This book itself. Any guesses?
$100 million in.
Very close, yeah. $82 million off of a $30 book sale. A lot of people bought a lot more books than just one book. But he sold $82 million, and he far exceeded $100 million in sales of books. Anybody ever sell $100 million worth of anything before? Okay, this guy is really smart. He's got 3 books, $100 million money models. It's really good. He's a really, really smart dude. Highly recommend looking him up on YouTube. I'm going to give you something for those of you who downloaded that pass. We created something based off of that book. We took his entire book and put it into this. It's called the $100 million money model GPT. And essentially it's your business coach in a GPT. And you can engage with this, and he will ruthlessly tear you apart and your idea in a good way, right? He's just going to give you some brutally honest answers. If you download that pass, you now have a link to this, and it could be a business advisor for you. It's based on all of his books and all of his knowledge without having to pay him. He basically charges about $30,000 per hour. Anybody have $30,000 for a business consultant? Would you like it for free? That's what you want, right? So let's kind of mess around with it. Anybody want to shout out your business or a business idea that you have? Anybody, any brave souls here?
Real estate and wholesaling.
Real estate and wholesale. Hey, I'm interested in creating a lead magnet for real estate and wholesaling. Do you have any ideas about how I should get started? Now it's transcribing, doing the same thing. I hit send, and now Alex Bot is going to go to town and start helping me creating a lead magnet for real estate, blah, 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 blah. It's literally taking you step by step of what you should be doing relative to real estate and wholesaling. Right? So if you have a specific idea about what it is, it's similar to Ojoy, it's similar to ChatGPT, but it's trained on this book, this specific book, right? Actually, it's 2 other books as well. So if you read this book, you're going to understand that this guy really knows what he's talking about. You can have all that right directly within the bot. So you get access to that completely for free. It's probably worth about $10 million. No joke. It's made us a lot of money. So that's this product right here. I'm going to give you access to that as well. Let's kind of go through a couple of these other things. I talked about school. Oh yeah, websites, right? So this is called Lovable. This is a paid service. You can get started for free, but if you're interested in building a website for yourself, anybody ever have a website built for themselves by hiring a developer or somebody else? How much did you spend?
5,000.
$5,000. How would you like to have it done for about $8?
Beautiful.
Beautiful, right? So you can do that. Watch this. Oops. So what I'm doing here is just iterating with this this website. Now it's taking kind of like AI. It is AI, and it's coding and developing everything. We use this to iterate and build out SendPush.io, which we charge $1,500 a year for. We generated about $250,000 in the last 30 days from it using this website. Okay, so I just hit send, and we're going to walk away for just a second and take a little sip. And my coder is going to town. Writing all the index files, doing everything that it needs to do. Literally $8 a month for this. Gives me so many credits per day, et cetera. It's doing everything through Vercel and Stripe and doing everything that it needs to do. In the back end, eventually, once I go through it, I'm not gonna do it all tonight, but it gives me a nice basis and foundation for developing this website that I can connect a Stripe payment gateway, right? Like figuring all that stuff out, and without having to go back and forth with the developer for 30, 40, 50 days and getting charged $5,000 for it, can get you to home plate, pretty close to home plate. Sometimes you can develop without any developer or somebody connecting a back end to it and Stripe. You can actually just tell it, hey, I want you to include all that kind of stuff for me. And it's doing all that kind of stuff, right? So if I scroll down here, right, it's editing, it's still doing its thing. And literally within a couple of minutes, still doing some edits. Pardon the lag here a little bit, not a big deal. But, you know, a couple of days, couple of weeks versus a couple of moments. And then it's going to create a website for me. I'm going to show you one more version of this, and then we'll kind of open it up and show you something really kind of fun. Any musicians in the room? Musician? Okay. Have you heard, anybody heard of Suno.com? Right, I've got no musical talent. I'm like the stereotypical guy that just is and all that kind of stuff. Wait till you see this thing. It's gonna blow you away. Like I'm actually a musician now. Look at that. It just built out this website for me. Lickety split. Right? That's the website it came up. And I can click in and I can make some edits in real time. I can change that blue color to green if I wanted to, or red or pink. I can add images if I want to, all kinds of fun stuff. So here's one of my websites. We're going to clone it entirely. So this is my bald head here. Okay, there's this guy here, this handsome fat fellow. I can say that about myself without shaming anybody, because I am. So AI can be your hardest thing. I'm just going to take this URL. I'm going to copy it. I'll come back into Vercel or into Lovable, and I'm going to come back and I'm going to say, you know, let's say you come across a website that you really like, right? Maybe if you learn a couple of these skills, you might go and say, hey, you're a landscaper. You're looking for a new website. I can make a website for you, right? Democratize the price. Maybe they don't have the budget. Maybe they don't have $500 and you can do it for 25 in exchange for them cutting your lawn. Pretty cool, right? So let's kind of come in here, go back to Lovable, and I'll just say, hey, can you clone this? Actually, I'll just kind of talk to it. So I kind of like to do that. We'll hit this. My microphone's new, sorry about that. Hey, can you clone this website? http drewgriffin.ai. Right, so I'll hit send, And now it's going and doing its own thing. It's literally going to copy and clone that website, less a couple of images and a couple of other things, but it's gonna give you the foundation of developing the website in real time. Or would you rather learn HTML? Anybody know HTML? CSS? JavaScript? JSON? Anybody knows these languages? No? Or would you rather just talk with your mouth and say, hey, can you just do the thing for me? Right? Pretty cool.
So can you iterate changes with your voice also?
Yeah. You just select the item and say, hey, change this to red, change this to blue, change this to purple, change the wordings to just say this, and it's done. Like, I'm a big proponent of high level, because you can click and do all kinds of stuff, and it's getting better, but it's not this cool, in my opinion. Huge, like, it's just writing all the code for you. Really, really cool. Pretty fast too. I kind of like, you know, my wife is like, complains, what are you doing in that office? I'm coding. Coffee. Right? Go back, get a snack, you know, checking my calories. Gotta make sure that I'm keeping up with the calories for the day. Then I come back. Look at the computer. Maybe take the dog for a walk. I don't have a dog.
So is this AI actually using some sort of development environment and just like? In other words, like if you go to GoDaddy, there's like a studio where you can develop your own website by hand. Is it actually using a development framework and just doing it automatically?
You can go in and look at the code. If you know coding, you can go in and make some adjustments, look directly at the code, export and say, hey, I got it 99% of the way. I want to give it to the developer. There's certain things that it might be hiccuping on, and so make sure that it's looking pretty good. Give the code. You can export it to WordPress into high level if you want to. You can connect your own domain, literally like that fast. Quick, you can collect names, email addresses, connect your Stripe account, all this kind of stuff. Look, for my developer friends, love them, love them. But this is helping me get there faster, better, faster, quicker, so I can end up paying them more. I'm selling my software. I literally want to put more money into my developers' accounts to come up with more ideas that I can buy code and get it out better, faster, quicker, right? So let's take a look and see what it did.
Drew, just a quick question. Is there any, like, say, obviously, you know, particular website that you like is doing what you're suggesting, copyright issues or anything like that?
Of course, but you know, the modification of the code a little bit and the text, you don't want to make a complete copy of something like that. But if you want to be inspired by somebody's design and the cool colors and stuff, I'm not saying blatantly go out there and copy it, but hey, I want you to create a website like this with these types of elements, with a header, this and that, blah, blah, change the colors. And putting these images, come up with some better images that represent my company plus my logo. It's a completely different website, completely different. So it's a great question and something that I've struggled with for a long time, but you know, apologize later, right? And really,
That's what OpenAI said too.
Yeah.
And it just settled for 2.4 for one book on billion.
Yep.
That's only the gates just barely open on that.
it's gonna be, there's gonna be lots of arguments.
It's the wild, wild west right now with AI.
It is.
They think they can just do anything they want, grab anybody's data, and everything's cool.
I'm not suggesting that you scrape the data. I'm not suggesting that you do that at all. I'm saying use this as an architect for inspiration. I'm not saying steal everything that's on the website, including their data, although that's easy to do. It's very easy to do, particularly from public forums. If you need new leads, the problem that most people have is it's not leads, it's sales. But if you can go to Google and you can say, hey, scrape all these companies here, it's publicly facing data. It's public. You're not stealing proprietary information if you come in here and edit this. AI can be your hardest working employee. I can go back to AI and say, change that line, make it a little bit different, and clearly be a little bit more receptive to not stealing people's stuff, right? But you're looking for inspiration to get you up off the ground. I'm saying it's plausible, it's possible. You can get to better, faster, quicker and then make your iterations thereafter. Right? Don't steal, but at least you could have, I developed this one from scratch. It's my website, so I just wanted to show you that I can do this and use this as inspiration for coming out with something new. Clearly, I'm not saying that you should plagiarize and put that stuff out there. All right, anything else while we're at it, before I want to show you one more cool thing, go ahead.
So what are you, if AI can do all this, what are you having your developers focus on?
Security. Making sure that all the things that I don't want to mess around with, that they can do better, faster, quicker than I can. I'm finding, I was never a salesperson. I'm finding getting better, I'm enjoying it, solving people's problems. So democratizing the tech, putting it out there, building audiences, that's what makes the money, not the tech. If you can show people the tech and how the tech solves the problems, you're gonna end up being an entrepreneur that gets paid versus an entrepreneur that doesn't get paid. That's what I'm focusing on. I can do all that kind of stuff. I can program it. I can do all that kind of stuff. There's people that are better, faster, quicker that prefer to do that stuff. I don't anymore. I don't want to be behind a computer doing the ones and the twos and all that kind of stuff. 0.1%. But they're better, faster, quicker. That's what they prefer to do. And I'm employing them to do so.
Yeah, so ChatGPT and Perplexity, whatever, you can have an asset added in and use that as a source of truth.
Sure.
Could you do that with this? So if I had a strategy deck and a branding guide and fed it logos and other collateral, could I say, build me a site that looks similar to this, but please use my logo, my colors, my font?
You
You
can.
would do that?
Yep. As a matter of fact, anybody here like really stuck on logos and stuff? I'll show you that too. That's pretty cool. You're stuck on it?
No, I just have a question.
Please.
Would you be able to do the same thing if you wanted to create an app?
Yes, you can. You can build apps with this. There's another one called Replit, Cursor. Those are some of the apps that we'll be talking about. We're gonna be launching a course to show you how to create an app from scratch, all the way through to submission to the iOS and to the Android stores as well. So let me show you Ideogram. I just had a big argument with somebody online. They said, show me a side-by-side of your logo that you created with AI versus a $5,000 logo. So I showed them the results of our logo, what we sold over the past 30 days for about $1. So, please create a logo for a landscaping company that is launching their app called Trim. Generate. Let's see what it comes up with.
Paid version?
You get some free credits, and I paid for Ideogram because I launched stuff. Pretty good for a landscaping company. Pretty good.
Low enough.
Pretty good, right? We've launched SendPush, our app, right? Like, there's nothing really sexy about this logo up here. It's literally the word. I mean, if I told you that that logo generated $250,000, would you argue with me that I should have paid $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 for that logo? Or would you rather just do it through an application like this and get to the work? Get to the work, right? I'm showing how to use, like, I love my designers. I love them to death. I really do. They're super talented. Those that are going to succeed moving forward, my prediction, are those that learn how to do and get better and faster and quicker with AI to come up with the logos. Because once you start generating revenue, they'll be glad to pay you more money. But charging 5, 10, 15, 20, I'm not putting designers down, but you can look how fast that was. I mean, literally, can I get an iteration, maybe send that off to the person and say, clean this up, make a PNG file, or a variety of files that I can use for t-shirts and everything else and prints and whatever, make it better, faster, and quicker. Here's kind of what I want it to do. I like this one. Here's a couple different iterations. I need it back to me in 24 hours. So you can get to work, you can get to the business. Let me show you Suno. Suno is like really amazing. For those of you who are like drone enthusiasts, if you want to create your background music, you can create your own song rather quickly. Let's do something crazy. Let's do, please create a song that is a rap tune with ukulele. Create. And now it's actually do that again. An error occurred. Let me get back to it. Please create a rap song with
That's what that guy does, when reimagine one song in a different style,
yes,
post it,
he does.
reimagine. Soul stuff.
Exactly. So it's creating the song in the background here. Walk away. I've just more or less produced a song, Island Vibes. I have no idea what that's going to sound like, but it's going to be pretty good. Sunshine runs. So it's giving me two. I guess it did create the first one. Let's listen to it and see what it came up with. I didn't play the ukulele, didn't play drums, didn't sing, didn't do any of this kind of stuff yet. I just produced this song. So let's do it. Let's play this one.
English drum strings, sound of the breeze. Hearts drift slow, carried by the sea.
Got the idea?
Pineapple juice.
What's that? I do. Yeah, you got two different plans, literally for like 15, 20 bucks.
You don't have to, doesn't ask for a percentage of the royalties.
Nope. I can download it, I can use it in commercial music, whatever I want to do. I can upload it to TikTok as a background music if I wanted to. Use it for voiceovers, use it commercials, using it ads, do it all kinds of stuff.
No, nothing,
Nothing.
no publishing.
Nope. I've got the rights, everything.
That doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me either, but
You have to register it.
You know what it reminds me of is like at the beginning where you threw the chum out in the water. And all the sharks came in. We're the sharks right now. But somewhere down the line, somebody's gonna have to, or it's gonna come in and say, hey.
take a look at the terms. Like that was,
Yeah.
that's an original song created from a prompt. So like, I'm sure there's probably some crossover of.
Stuff from that, nothing's free.
I get it.
Yeah.
Totally get it. I would just, again, anything, I would read the terms of service, all that copyright, all that kind of stuff. Read through it. I've read
So
through it.
like you need a lawyer to read through that, or you just read through it and you think that. Like you, maybe you are a lawyer, I don't really.
I'm not an attorney.
know.
I'm playing one on TV.
Yeah.
So
That's the main.
There is a country song which Billboard, half the Billboard chart.
Wow.
AI song
It was an AI generated song.
Right now?
right now.
Yeah.
So let me show you one more thing for those of you who are interested in learning how to get your content out there rather quickly. So this is called Flotato. This entire site was designed by a colleague of mine, somebody who's really well known in the AI space. It's a woman. Her name is Sabrina Romanoff, who is a computer science educated person who is just killing it in AI. She vibe coded this website, and this is really cool. So anybody here, just by a show of hands, and keep your hands up if you're on any of these platforms: Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, Pinterest, TikTok, Threads, Blue Sky. I don't think I've ever logged into that. YouTube, and have a blog. Anybody on at least one of them? All right, cool. So let's go to YouTube, and I apologize if anything like really weird pops up. So All right, so this is Sabrina Romanoff. All right, this is the owner, the operator, the creator of this, and then we'll wrap things up here. So Sabrina Romanoff, if I just went to
Skills,
this,
free collection of Claude skills that you can import directly into Claude.
right? So if I just went here and I watched that video and I had some inspiration, and I had some thoughts. Maybe they're pro, maybe they're con, maybe they're controversial, maybe they're contrarian, whatever you want to call it. I just grab the URL and I go over to Blotato. Where is it? I've got like 50 billion tabs. This is kind of like what goes in my brain. Anybody suffer from this? You have like 50 billion tabs open, and then your wife or your husband says something, you're like, what? Forget. Yeah, exactly. Losing my kids. So let me find it. Yeah, there it is. So come over to this, and let me just kind of refresh this for a second. Of course. So let me just log in. I promise I'm almost done. You guys find any value in this tonight?
Manatee.
Yeah? Okay. I just want to make sure that I was giving you some, wait until you see this. This is crazy. I think you guys are going to like this. Andy, have you noticed an uptick in my social media posting?
Big uptick.
So wait till you see this, guys. This is going to blow your minds. You want to see how like I take over my my social media is just nuts. So Blotato, let me just grab this code here. I'm back into Blotato. It's right here, I think. There it is. I promise I'm done. This is worth the entire night for you guys. All right. So you add a source, you click add source. You can put a text in there, you can put an article, you can put a YouTube video, a TikTok, Perplexity, audio, or a PDF. All right, watch this. If this doesn't blow your mind, I don't know what's going to. You just hit paste, get the URL from it. Let's go back to YouTube, grab this URL, right? This is the thing. Come back into Blotato and you select YouTube, you hit paste and watch this. I'm going to select Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook. I'm going to create 2 posts for LinkedIn. I'm going to hit generate post. It just wrote 4 posts for me based on the content of that video or a blog post or a tweet or whatever. Can you guys do that for your business in your subject matter around your business? Can you copy and paste? If you can do that, you can probably do content at scale. Now, watch this. Of course, as an autodidactic, I'm going to come in here and maybe, read through this and make sure that there's nothing like controversial or something that I wouldn't say. Claude doesn't know anything. I didn't even watch the video. Until you teach it, the free GitHub repo gives you 100+ tasks, specific prompts to blah, 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 blah. Schedule, grabs my Twitter account. I can say now, I can hit next slot. Oh, wait, Friday, November 21st at 3:33 p.m. I'm not sure what I'm going to be doing at that point. Publish. So now, Friday, the 21st at 3:33 p.m., I'm sending a tweet out. I could be eating dinner. I could be eating breakfast. I could be, out doing something. Oh, there's a LinkedIn post too. Thank you so much, Blotato. Read through it. I can add an image here if I want to and schedule, right? Boom, hit next free slot. Oh, November 20th at 5:17 a.m. I am going to be snoozing. I am not going to be up at 5:17 a.m. Not doing it. Publish. You see where I'm going with this? You can post content at scale from stuff that you read, stuff that you consume around your subject matter in your industry. Of course, I would recommend that you go in, to your point, and read it, consume the content, and give your opinion on it. It makes it completely different at that point. You're not plagiarizing. It's not taking the transcript from it. It's taking the concept of it and writing it in your own style. Oh, let's say I don't like this post. I can say, come over here into the AI and say, can you make this shorter and a listicle? I hit return, and it's taking that post and rewriting it into a listicle style type of content. Can you guys do that? At scale, 15, 20 posts a day. What's going to happen, and I'll show you one more thing, and then I promise I'm done. So here's the results of this past week. I'm gonna kind of come in here and just show you this, and I'll wrap it up. You guys have been amazing tonight, by the way. Give yourself a round of applause. What's that?
So you still looks like you have to do something for each family that's post.
Yeah, you can, you should. You should go in there and not just like, auto-populate it because it might hiccup or might create something that's insensitive and not in your voice. Train it a little bit, go in there and let it know your style of writing and it will come in and do something. It's totally worth it. I literally have for several of my accounts, I've got posts scheduled out till the end of the month. I'll be in Idaho next month and I'm going to have all of my social media content for the entire month taken care of. Like that's really important. So let me just show you this. And so you guys kind of see, here's what my numbers were for the past week. All right, this is from November 10th through the 15th. 54,000 impressions. That's a 1,500 or call it 1,600% increase in the number of impressions that I have on just on LinkedIn, right? What did that mean? 32,491 people were actually reached to this. A lot of people commenting, a lot of people sharing my stuff, links to my group. There's been a spike in people joining my group, people that I don't even know. More customers, more clients, more connection requests, more people reaching out, commenting, more people making connection requests directly through my DMs. Crazy. I'm here. I still have posts going out tonight through 12:34 a.m. And then I'll take a break and then it goes back starting my same schedule again. I might switch out my schedule next week and just say, hey, instead of 5:17 a.m., do it at 5:34 a.m. Whatever. Get the idea. So I know I threw a lot at you guys tonight. I want to give you a very clear perspective on the opportunity that AI can bring to you to give you better, faster, quicker. I know I can go into coding and doing a lot of that kind of stuff. I want to be careful about not doing that tonight because you can get a lot of like conflating messages. Whether you decide to join with me inside the group or not, I'm not here to sell you anything. There's a massive monster opportunity if you grasp it with AI and start to learn to use it within your own endeavors. Put more products and services out there. I would highly recommend building a community first. Build that community first that is interested in your Nike. My daughter went to Lockheed. She graduated 2 years ago, by the way. Love that school. So just do that for yourself. If you're struggling, if you want more sales, you want to impact more people, build a community first, and then hold them. Figure out what kind of problems they're actually having and solve those problems. And then you won't have to worry about building a business that doesn't reach people or impact those people at all. Right? Thank you so much for coming out tonight for yourselves. I hope I met your expectations. If you happen to have questions, best way to do it is through that pass. I'll give it up here again for you. If you download that, reach out to me. I'm not going to sell you on anything, but just invite you guys as well. And if you have any questions before we wrap it up for networking and more food, be elated to answer any questions that you guys while you're there. Go ahead and scan that card. I'm pretty easy to talk to. Reach out, ask any questions that you might have. Be glad to point you in the right direction if you want to learn more information about how to leverage some of these platforms or whatever your intentions are. Thanks so much.
So I'm a newbie at the wallet. Have it in here. What do I do?
So in there should be like a 3 ellipses dot there. You can check it on the back of the pass. It's kind of like a.
How do I get to the back? It just says, look at the back. But I don't know how to do that.
See the ellipses at the top, 3 dots. Accept that. And pass details. There you go. There it is in the back.
Past details back of this.
Yes.
I just have a question. You showed, this looks like more, but for that into that ideogram and what's that design? So what would you suggest that they do to sort of stay in competition, but in alignment with AI so that they kind of don't end up losing jobs, so to speak, because AI can create it?
Yeah, so I would suggest that they work in conjunction with it to get better, faster, and quicker. Right, so most of the time, what I'm suggesting to entrepreneurs or startups is that they start with something like Ideogram. And if they don't have a budget, like not everybody has a budget to have hire, outsource all these different sources. Sometimes it's good enough to launch. And then they want something better that has an SVG, right, where they can take that and actually get the vector of that particular logo and make it better, faster, make it for t-shirts and for print and stuff like that. And sometimes they want to make a different version of their logo after they start, they actually generate revenue. So if you're starting from scratch, something like this, where it doesn't cost a lot of money to get started, right? You can get the logo done first, and then when you're out there selling your products and services and you're making 10 grand a month, then you go back to the designer and say, hey, here's what we started with. Please take this logo and make it better. I'm going to trust you, but this is kind of the essence and the idea that I want, right? And for those people, that might be a great lead magnet where they just say something like, hey, you might not be able to afford my prices at the moment. Don't be afraid to say, use this, because that's going to build a level of trust like you wouldn't believe. Have you ever turned business away because you're just not there? You can't service them because they can't afford you at first. But if you help them first, then all of a sudden they come back and say, I really trust you. Well, I'm sorry, what's your name? Samantha, you really did a solid by me. I want to come back to you as my logo designer, advisor, constructor, whatever. Now, can you guys make this better, faster? Make it look better in your light of the mind. They're going to come back to you. If they don't, there's probably some ethics on their side. Anybody else?
How many websites do you pay for?
How many do I pay for? Zero. I used to pay a fortune.
Okay, so if you pay for zero, and there's a lot of people out there that pay for zero, how is AI generating income besides the enterprise?
Because some of these services are paid services. So they're generating, I mean, there's hundreds of millions of people using this platform. They're paying $10, $20, $30 a month, and they're only getting better, faster, and cheaper. So I want to develop other types of websites that are much more in depth that some of these services don't do. But a lot of the way that I can get to revenue faster without having to spend $10,000, $5,000 on a website, I can create that in minutes and launch my product this Thursday without having to wait. I had one guy, took me 4 months and $60,000, and he'd never finished the project. Versus I could have launched this for $10 and I made $15,000. Like those are business, there's just economic decisions at this point. So I'm not saying this equates everything, but for a majority of us just getting started, better, faster, quicker, get you out the front door. As you improve your business model, then you can reinvest into something that's better, faster, deeper, quicker, does the long-term SEO type of stuff and whatever. All that stuff is really important. By the way, I don't think you should have one website that's out there. I think you should have hundreds of websites out there.
Don't you have to pay for them to be hosted somewhere?
Sure, but it's inexpensive, relatively inexpensive. Anybody hear of McDonald's? What are they in the business of?
Real estate.
Real estate. Same thing for your websites. Real estate, real estate, real estate. Hundreds of websites out there, all pointing back to you, instead of one website trying to optimize for everything. That's my opinion.
Would you say like a website as a central hub and hundreds of landing pages?
Sure.
Or hundreds of
They're websites. There are hundreds of websites, maybe different variations of them, different cities, different keywords. Yeah, I mean, there's,
Different industries that focus on different.
You're saying like, oh, it's like within a website or something?
it could be that, or it could just be individual landing pages with different lead magnets for Philadelphia, for Reading, or, Tucson, for Chattanooga. Right, you're optimizing for that as opposed to one website for 50 different cities and towns.
It's much easier to create the thing for Philadelphia versus the thing for Philadelphia and Tucson and Dallas, and all that other kind of stuff, right? Much easier to rank that way. So, and then that's gonna be another thing, AI SEOs, you know, there's a lot of arguments back on that kind of stuff. That's a topic for a different day, but, again, thank you so much, everybody, appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Drew. This was an inspiring evening. Your energy and your expertise really gave us a lot of new things to think about and new things to pursue. And I really appreciate you all coming out tonight, both locally and for those that came to the live stream that probably can't hear me right now, but that's okay. So thank you. I hope you all stick around. You can keep asking Drew some questions, but help yourself to some food and get to know other people in the room who are also quite possibly in the same situation you are, trying to start a business or grow a business. So let's give them one more round of applause. Thanks.
Thank you, Seth. It's a